Just
No.
kidding.
Yeah, we recorded.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, today it's me and two randos and a plus.
So, Josh,
What we will
What's
be
up,
talking
guys?
about today is various things going on in entertainment, mostly movies, and how it's changed over time. And today we're going to start with the movie aficionado, the man of the hour, SSJ.
Why do you people keep picking on me to stat? Listen, the only thing I'm going to deliberately talk about since you picked me first is everybody better buy the tickets for Superman and support the movie. That's the only thing I'm going to say. Support my movie. It has to be number one.
I'm
It
gonna
has to
buy
beat
tickets for
Fantastic
this
Four.
guy.
I mean, are we allowed to bash other people's opinions on here? Or is it,
Yeah, you allowed to.
Hold on, hold on. The newcomer coming in hot.
Yo, Mo
mean,
just said it.
yeah, excited for Superman though. I mean,
This
okay,
kid is going too far.
for me, it's the suit that's turning me off. You know, you gotta look the part. You know, if you don't look the part, I'm gonna be roasting you when I'm watching a movie. You know
What
what I
if
mean?
it's the storyline that Martha made the suit for him? What if it's that storyline? Because that's one of the storylines. So you
That his
dissing his
mom-
mother? Don't forget what
Hey,
happened
listen.
the last time somebody
Yeah.
dissed Martha.
Yeah. Be careful what you say about Martha.
And to that credit, I'm wanting to watch Superman more than Fantastic Four because that I'm not looking forward to that as well. You know,
I've been saying that since last
Hold
year.
on, hold on. But what about Fantastic Four is putting you off?
okay, it's because of Marvel itself. I feel like they've been missing the mark on movies in general. I think the last hype movie was obviously Deadpool. You know, and then Spider-Man. Everything in between was garbage, bro. Except Guardians of 3. That was good.
Wait,
What
every
else?
what in between?
So between Spider-Man, what? So from
Far From
Endgame
Home?
No
and
way
Deadpool.
home. No way
Okay,
home.
you're talking about that part, not the because when you said Spider-Man, like the first thing that crosses my mind is Into the Spider-Verse.
No, that was a good one.
Yeah, that is dope. I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah.
If you disagree with me, go to hell. If you agree with me, leave a comment down below.
You can't be alienated off little fan base, sir. We have a little
Spider-Verse showed you that you could do something outside of the initial Marvel universe, and it'd be good.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
It's a good story in itself too. You know, the animation is great, but great story.
Yep.
Everything about that show, fantastic. But for the rest, yeah, even the the rest of the movies have been missing the mark, and even the
I like Thunderbolts though. I
Yes.
did like.
Yeah, Thunderbolts are cool.
I actually didn't see Thunderbolts. I'm
was
gonna
good.
check that out, and we'll.
See, and this is why I'm pushing that y'all have to support my movie next week, please. Thank
Batman.
you. Buy your tickets.
Okay. Let me tell you how I'm going to support. It's gonna be a controversial narrative, but I have done this to movies before because I'm very reluctant to go because I think movies is like more of a social experiment where it's like, or experience, I should say, where it's like you're going with your friends and a whole group of people. That's not the case for me that much anymore because all my people is spread out. So I may buy a ticket.
I did that for Captain America.
And not go to the movie.
I did that for Captain America.
And the reason, here goes the reason, Mo.
Yeah, all right.
This is the reason. The reason is the movie might come out so quick that by the time I go to movies, it's already on TV. And I'm talking about legit ways, people. Legit ways. So like one of my key examples is Minecraft. I was just thinking about that movie, and all of a sudden I turn on Max. It's right there. And it was a great movie, great 80s aesthetic, great everything. I liked the movie. It was good. Good for adults, good for the children. I still don't understand how that game.
I listened to you say, you know what? I'm not gonna go to the movie, but I'll buy the ticket.
Hey,
and
just support the movie.
In this economy?
Well, remember, I said I buy one ticket because one ticket with my economy seemed like 3 tickets.
Did I tell
I'm
you how
saying,
much I paid for
you
my
in New
Lilo and
York.
Stitch
That's
tickets?
even worse.
Exactly. Did I tell you how much I paid for my Lilo and Stitch tickets? I bought 2 tickets. It came out to $90.
90?
$90, but it was like the best IMAX tickets, and I got the Stitch popcorn bucket. $90. I was like, this, and then the popcorn bucket didn't come with popcorn. I thought I
But
had
Stitch
popcorn.
was more
Wait,
for
wait,
marketing,
stop.
though.
Whoa,
Yeah,
whoa,
it
whoa,
was
whoa,
marketing.
whoa,
That's why it was so expensive.
whoa, stop. You bought popcorn with no popcorn?
No, I bought
Yeah,
the fancy popcorn bucket,
it's
which
the
looked like
fancy
Stitch,
popcorn
and it
bucket.
was fuzzy. It was so cool. It was just solid. It looked like a teddy bear, but it
But
was
there
solid. It was
was,
so
you
cool.
had to pay for the popcorn separately.
It's supposed to come with it. I didn't. So what I did first was I bought a large popcorn. Then I bought the bucket, and they just gave me the bucket, no popcorn with it. So my guess is I was supposed to take my popcorn that I already bought and put it in there. I thought that once I bought the popcorn bucket, I would have gotten extra popcorn for the bucket. That did not happen.
Okay, just to comment on that. So, is it wrong for me to not support Lilo and Stitch? Because the original came out when I was in damn near elementary school, so that's part of
Uh-huh.
my childhood. But
Yeah.
after I've seen and heard how they changed the movie, I'm kind of on a boycott because I feel like Disney, kind of like what they did to Dwayne, they wanted your money. They didn't care about the quality of the story, and honoring the original. There's people like Dwayne is the reason why we kind of have trashy Disney movies. you know, you're giving them money. We want them to make honorable stories. You feel me?
So just for your knowledge, the only
Yeah.
Disney movie I've watched in the last, I'm going to say 10 years, is
Yeah.
Lilo and Stitch. I haven't seen nothing. No Coco,
Oh, well,
no,
see, no. Well,
no
see,
Pixar thing, nothing
Oh, you're
except
talking
for
about
Lilo and
Disney
Stitch.
cartoons.
the caveat is that Marvel is Disney. He didn't see a Disney stamped movie
Yeah,
in 10 years. Like, it said Disney and it was stamped because
I
everybody
just haven't
just
seen
said
anything.
we've seen a lot of Marvel
But
movies.
Stitch was my guy growing up. Do I have a Stitch around me? I don't have any Stitches anymore. But I always had like a little Stitch.
Was it good?
Yeah, it was cool as hell. It was just there was a lot of scenes that were just like the animation. Of course, the animation would make it look better,
Right.
but it was good. It was good to see it.
But it was different though, right?
Yeah, it's just the animation fleshed things out
No,
more.
meaning like the story, because
The
obviously
story was good. They changed something at the end, which I'm not going to give any spoilers. They did change
okay.
the ending of the movie, but
Okay.
they made it more so for current day. If you know how, like in present day, in back in the day, you could do or say stuff in movies that you cannot do today. So they changed the ending a little bit to go more of today to make it more like basically progressive. Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. I am going to see Lilo and Stitch on the little screen when it comes out.
Mhm.
I don't really have the same impetus to go to see it.
Sorry, work is calling me, guys. I'm gonna have to mute real quick. I apologize.
No worries.
Yeah. I don't I don't really believe in the big screen anymore.
Again.
I believe in the big screen. However,
Mm.
the home entertainment system has taken over a little bit more.
And I think the reason why is because over the pandemic, like I just went and made like my home theater setup so comfortable because I was not going to die in a movie theater. And like all the movies, the surround sound system, anything that I have hooked up here just gives me a better experience in general than the movie theater. I mean, the
And-
screen is bigger in the movie theater, but like the people, the smells,
But
the
that's why there's
random.
things like 4DX now. They're trying. They have to compete, so they're coming with everything. Not only are IMAX screens so much bigger, there's things like 4DX. I went to a 3DX one that it just had the movement in the chair and stuff like that, and the vibrations on it. But the 4DX, it sprays you with water. The Jurassic Park movie, they gave you ponchos. That's how crazy movie
That's
theaters are now.
that's cool and everything. I haven't seen a 4DX movie where I live right now, and I live in a major city, so like no, still not not tempted.
I mean, let's take a step back before we trash the whole movies, right? So like
Mhm.
when we were younger, movies was a form of independence because it was like one of the places
Mhm.
you could go by yourself
Mhm.
and nobody was worried about you. You know, It was one of the first places you could learn to sneak into a movie, do something a little wrong that felt good. Don't all laugh. And we know we got some New Yorkers up in here. We know we sneak.
I cannot
Yo.
I cannot confirm or
Who
deny.
remember when they
sneaking
had
into movies.
the AMC across the street from the Lowe's at Times Square?
Is it Times Square or 34th Street?
Times Square. 34th Street just had an AMC. And then AMC bought Lowe's, so there was two embassies across the street from each other, and then they sold it to Regal. But I used to literally go from one movie theater across the street to the other one, cross the street back to make sure that I saw everything. And then on the days when all of them were playing in one theater, go to one theater and then theater to theater to theater the whole day.
And this is before the dedicated seats and priority seats.
Yeah.
I mean, that was the first strike that kind of destroyed movies. It's like, yeah, I paid for a movie. You got a double admission, and let's be real. We know New Yorkers. We used to put the food, stop at the bodega, put the sandwich, the gummy bears, the pot, because it was. Now it's extremely expensive, exponentially expensive, exponentially expensive. But before we'd be like, man, we got $5. You could hook it up. Let's talk about Arizona iced tea.
Used to be 99 cents. Yeah,
it still is.
You remember what a movie used to cost back on the island, Kyle?
Yeah, $5. Everything was $5.
We used to struggle to get that.
Yeah, it was a nominal. It was a nominal.
Anybody got $5?
Yeah. What was your favorite snacks for to go to the movies with?
There's only one snack in the movies: popcorn.
Besides popcorn, because I only used to use that as weaponry.
That's the reason you get popcorn. What other purpose is the popcorn for? This would be like,
I would say
wait.
popcorn.
Can you see Kyle in front there?
Sour Skittles.
This is a sour candy guy.
Sour power. That was one.
I didn't even know there was sour Skittles.
Yeah, there's a bunch of Skittles. Yeah, but there's a bunch of different flavors of Skittles. But
so
I remember,
is that still tasting the rainbow?
That's bought sour gummy bears.
Mm-hmm.
And they gave it to you? Oh, he's a huge gummy bear fan.
Yep.
Haribo? Huh? Big on Haribo?
Yeah.
I thought you said big on heroin. I was like, what?
No.
Okay.
I'm like, does it have a sour taste? So Jay, tell me more about the gummy bear fetish.
It's not a gummy bear fetish, but I do have people on this call that sent me a 5-pound bag of gummy bears. And when they sent it to me, you remember that was during the acid reflux days, right? So my wife comes and says, "Are they trying to kill you or send you a gift?" I said, "Well, I don't know about the temptation, but I know some of them gummy bears gonna disappear." She tried to hide it all over the place. I never cleaned up the place faster because I couldn't find it. I was like cleaning up the kitchen just to find the gummy bears. And then she put it, she was good. But
in defense of the person on the call that sent you those gummy bears, the person did not know this. They did not know you had acid reflux at the time.
By the way, SSJ,
let me tell you about.
On behalf of the person who didn't send it, don't lie.
All I'm saying, I know we going off the rails here, right? But one time I went to the doctor. I didn't have nothing on me. And the doctor said, "Yo, you eat gummy bears?" I said, "What, do I look like a gummy bear or something?" Of course, my wife was right next. Yeah, he does eat gummy bears. They were like, "Yo, it takes long to digest. How much do you eat?" I mean, that time I was on 2 packs a day, man. I mean, like, that's great. You remember the Rite Aid? They used to do 2 for $3. You remember that? Two candy.
Oh, wait, hold on. It takes long to digest.
I wasn't going to say nothing, but the doctor literally stopped him from eating gummy bears.
The doctor stopped me. The doctor stopped. Well, first it was a nurse. The nurse is like, I'm like, "Yo, I'm having some bad acid reflux." She didn't look at me and say, "Yo, you eating some of the oxtail or some of that stew." He was like, "Nah, do you eat gummy bears by chance?" I was like, "Is it an epidemic?" And I had to look into my pockets to see if I had like a gummy bear wrapper or something. And she was like, yeah, because they take long to break down. But listen, gummy bears, if you got a special them organic gummy bears is good. So any of you forest, black forest, give me a call. I'll eat your gummy bear.
That's crazy. I used to eat the gummy worms a lot. That's kind of making me worried. You feel me? Like I used to be big on those. Like the 99-cent gummy worms, the sour ones.
Yeah, I mean that's how they get you. You see, that's what they missing in today's economy. Whether it's movies, they don't wheel you in with the good stuff. You know what I mean? Yeah. You get a little 99-cent gummy bear, or gummy worm 5. Now they got gummy dinosaurs and gummy stars,
gummy sharks, baby.
Only this must be a New York thing, because I don't think anyone else has like a gateway gummy bear drug.
The funny thing is, I got some of the best gummy bears coming from Seattle. I got some of the best gummy bears coming from Seattle.
He got designer gummy bears coming from.
And you see, he has his connected everything.
And what they used to have one at FAA Sports, another toy store that's no longer existing.
There was a gummy bear dealer at FAO Sports.
Yeah, and then they that's when what's the Hershey store or the M&M store, they have the big thing to replace the FAO Schwartz that had it.
Dude, do people walk around New York like, I got your fix?
I got your fix.
Go to the nearest corner store, man.
You know what could be a next podcast? Read the Hasbro gummy bear reviews from Amazon.
Hasbro?
Haribo.
See, I'm saying that wrong. Sorry, folks.
I'm like, who the hell is Hasbro?
The Transformer people.
Okay.
Go back to the episode about Hooked on Phonics, and you'll see why I'm not saying anything right.
I was gonna say Hasbro has gummy bears.
Hasbro should have some gummy bears, man. I need some Transformer gummy bears.
Everything from Hasbro is like hard plastic. I'm trying to think about how hard.
Well. When you read the reviews about the gummy bears I just mentioned, people have reviews like it tastes like cement.
Haribo?
Huh? Yeah.
Really? Okay, they must be fake then, bro. I don't know.
No, you know what it is? Some people put it in the fridge, or it like, somehow it's like extra hard. And like, you gotta chew. You gotta have some real teeth to do that, man. You can't be whipping out the senior citizen teeth, man. You gotta whip out the teeth like you know what I'm saying?
I love the fact that my buddy down there is like,
that's like if you
wait, hold on. They dissing gummy bears?
Yeah. For real, bro.
And I still love gummy lifesavers. That's the best one.
Right. Lifesavers had gummy bears too?
Mm-hmm.
Gummy
Wait,
savers.
did everyone just had like a pectin phase? Like what's
going
on?
I actually have some on me right now.
Yeah, gummy savers is one of the best ones.
Like just in your pocket. They're
outside.
This must be a New York thing. There are.
You know what it is? It's just
there are no gummy bears anywhere in this house.
Why not?
I did not know it was a fad.
I got the Lifesavers gummies. That's what I have.
Yeah, Lifesavers gummies. Yeah.
I didn't know it was a big thing because, like, apparently I didn't live in the gummy bear dealer.
You know what it is? When you
dealing
got a corner,
section of New York.
When you got a corner store, anything could happen. It could be it could be top cheese. It could be a hero. It could be anything that you remember that you kind of struggled to buy, but still felt like you were a good person. You know what I'm saying? I call it the Dollar Tree effect.
I have a question though, for Mr. Me out there in Seattle. How did you end up there? Like, it's one of those random spots. How did you end up in Seattle?
Isn't Seattle and New York like the same height? Like, do you say up there? As
it's more north. No, you guys more northwest.
Like, listen. I can take the highway right there and drive straight across to New York. Like literally the highway right there. Go straight to Manhattan.
But you making it sound like a New York minute. You ain't gonna get here for like another 12, 13 hours. I could just drive right there.
But I'm just saying we are on the same like it's not up there for me. It's like more like, why are you over there?
Yeah, I got you.
But work. Here's where the people wanted to pay, and so I came up here. It's somebody that's sitting right over on that side. Yeah, no, you. Yes, you, Mr. he 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 also came here and
Right.
made some cash himself.
No, he's in Kentucky.
I get around.
He does get around. That is true. Also, he is nerd squared.
And also where me is from actually could have two, maybe three, maybe four potential Batmans in real life.
Mm.
Wait, what?
Wait, does New York have a new superhero? Is that what you're talking about?
No, no, no. I was teasing his background. See, y'all didn't get my innuendo. Where he's from, he could have four superheroes, so four Batmans.
In Seattle? Oh, I just got it.
Oh my god! Oh my
I
god.
just got it. But only one of them is physically capable of that. That's the first thing. Even though he's right now traveling, the others they're not physically capable of that anymore. They'd have to be more like what's Terry McGinnis with the bat suit and shit like that. Yeah.
Wait, what? Why? What? You're saying they're
You
poor
don't
now?
get no, you don't get it.
No.
Four Batmans.
No, I do get what you're saying.
It's not that they're poor. Terry McGinnis's suit has powers. So because they're older now, they would need a suit that powers them.
There would be like Iron Man. Then.
Oh,
Yeah, more like Iron Man.
Got it. They'd be more like the Iron Man Batman.
Yeah.
Yes.
The Batman that went to Wakanda and came back out with like a super suit. Where's my super suit?
Batman Beyond, right? He's
Batman Beyond. Terry McGinnis. Yeah.
got the crazy suit. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the best. That's the best one.
Rumor has it.
I actually went into one of their bat caves. They keep cars there, but still.
You were saying,
I saw somewhere that they're trying to make a Batman Beyond game in the Arkhamverse. You guys are familiar with that, right?
Yeah, I'm familiar with the Arkhamverse.
Yeah, so that'd be cool.
I mean, if they do, I mean, they always do Batman Beyond dirty. I don't know why. I mean, it was great. It was
because his name is Terry and it's not Bruce. That's why.
But I think he's not canon. He's not in the comics, though. I think he was a cartoon, right? I don't think he's like legit in the comic book.
But he's legit now. He's legit now.
Yeah.
Remember, and no spoilers, even though this is like 25 years old now. But remember, it's from Bruce's own DNA. So technically, Terry is Bruce.
Wait. I gotta rewatch it. Wait, that's his son?
Hey, you didn't know? On this episode of Maury. Bruce, you are the father.
No, he's not.
Wait,
he is the clone.
So he's a clone. So he cloned himself.
Yeah. He cloned himself, almost gave him the same scenario, except he gave him parents, and he still turned out to be a Batman. Because
so he didn't want kids the traditional way. He went the scientific way.
Oh no, Bruce has kids all over the place with all kinds of crazy women.
The most famous is Damien.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
What's his last name?
Wayne.
What's his last name? Who did he have Damien with?
Raja
with Talia.
So what's his last name?
His name is Damien Al Ghul. We don't care about Damien.
Hey, you better
Everything
care about
having
Damien.
to do with the bat.
He's the ninja Batman. You better start caring about him.
I mean,
he's the one that'll just sneak up behind you and be like,
Hopefully, this new Superman can have some kids, with a good sequel. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but this Superman is going to be like Superman Adventures or the animated series.
Superman had kids.
Yeah,
like
there's a whole storyline called Super Sons. Like there's a comic book line, Super Sons, with Damien and Superman's kid. I think his name was John. I don't remember. Jason.
No,
yeah.
I thought John was the clone.
There's also a kid named John, and then in the Superman TV show, Superman and Lois, they have two kids. I don't remember the names. I'm trying to avoid the names because there's a bunch of different storylines with a bunch of different kids' names, but they're usually along the lines of with the J name, John, Jason, and stuff like that. So I just don't remember which
John,
is which.
Jacob, Jingle. Oh, sorry.
I knew you were going to say that, sir.
Nah, I mean, but going back to what he said the first time, I think the Superman movie is going to be good. Only because they're taking a chance and putting other heroes in it and showing that Superman is the original, the spark that brings all the heroes out. Not like Batman, who brings out all the clowns. You know what I'm saying?
Literally.
Brings out. Wait.
Literally.
Are you calling me a clown?
Yes.
Yeah, I could call. I could
Just
say
because
I could
this
say-
is
I
the
could say-
truth does not
I could
mean you
say-
have to say it to my face.
Yeah, but you're reminding me of the '60s Batman with the guy that played Egghead. That's how he would be like, it's eggtastic.
How about
It's
this?
I still want them to bring
I am
Egghead
Zorro.
back.
They got to bring back. If they bring back Eggman, they got to bring back Condiment Man.
I don't care what you say. Batman is still the best for one reason. Have you seen the Lego movie?
Yeah.
Yes. The Lego movies are
Okay.
good. Yeah.
All right.
But the
All
Lego
right.
movies, can make it-
Notice no one ever says the Superman in the Lego movie is awesome. They say the Batman.
it's because you can see Batman in the Lego verse. You know what I'm saying? You can't
If
see
you keep
Superman
shaking
in
your
the
head
Lego
like that, it might unscrew. You need to stop. I don't want it to fall off.
But for all you little kids out there, Superman is in the Fortnite universe. So
They all are.
Yeah.
This is just a new Superman skin.
I ain't played Fortnite ever. I can't stand it. It looks like for kids for me. Respectfully, no disrespect. It seemed like a kid.
Oh, I don't play Fortnite. I don't
I
play
never-
Fortnite. But you can look back at our other episode where we talk about Fortnite.
Did we talk about Fortnite before?
Yeah, we
Yes,
did.
you
talked about
pointed
it in
out
the
the
Battle
history
Royale.
of. You told us the whole history of Fortnite and how
Yep.
it came to be.
But I tell you, I forgot
PUBG
everything that happened the day
was
before.
like,
I
hey,
don't remember what
what's
happened
up?
yesterday.
I'm actually the best game ever, and for the people from Fortnite was like, yo, we can take our builder game and make it
I
better than
did say that. I was
PUBG.
talking about PUBG. Yeah, I did talk about that. Yeah.
And then we were like, oh,
Yep.
someone threw down the gauntlet.
Yep. Well, bro, since you brought up games and we're basically shooting the breeze,
Mm-hmm.
what game do you play? Because you
Hey,
said I
are
don't
there
play
any-
Fortnite.
Are
so-
there any good Superman games?
There
Because I never
isn't.
hear, I
There
never
The
hear
hit?
about them, but everyone always talk about.
No,
this
no,
guy's
no.
game.
There is one good. There's two good Superman games.
Are you talking about the one from Atari back in like?
No. Superman Returns was a good game in terms of like flying around, like
The
that
open
was
world.
one of the games. Open world,
Yeah.
and then Injustice. Even though
But it's not Superman though. If anything,
no, that is Superman though.
it's Superman's
You gotta
story.
understand. No, wait, time out. You want me to stop the Superman slander? And I'm
Wait.
an equal opportunity superhero fan, but you know what? I'll stop it. Without Superman, ain't
careful.
gonna be no Batman.
Be careful.
true.
Be
Without-
careful.
without-
Be careful.
without-
The glasses
without
going to come off.
Superman,
Be careful.
As bad as DC,
Don't.
Glasses are off today.
as bad as DC does, Superman is the reason for infinite reboots in the DC universe. If Marvel did bad in 2008, because we're not talking about the Blade movie, because it was Marvel, but it wasn't associated. They kind of
Right.
put it to the side.
Hold on. Are the
If-
glasses
if-
half? Nope, they're off.
Oh,
They're
no.
off.
You want another? Let me do the erasure one. Let me be clear. Superman makes DC have infinite reboots. It doesn't matter. You don't even have to show Superman in the movie for DC to get a reboot. Again, a movie that got
Brexit, y'all.
yeah, a movie that got destroyed still gets more props than Black Adam because as Superman, who wasn't officially Superman, showed up and they were like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah, that's true.
and they started a firestorm.
That's true.
Mhm.
I don't want to hear from the Marvel universe because if Iron Man went off the cliff, there would be no universe. It doesn't matter. Every time Superman shows up, everybody has interest, right? And guess what? If we could get this other person on, secret person, he will not be named. He was a Batman fan. But when I seen him in
Tell
person,
the story, please.
this guy was
Pause for a second
Oh.
and make sure you emphasize how long he was a Batman fan. Please emphasize.
Oh,
Now continue.
okay. Well, pause it.
Wait, you guys aren't talking about me though, right?
No,
not
Okay.
no, this is he's talking about
I
somebody
was gonna
that
say,
hated much more than you.
I'm a fan of this guy because it torments that guy. But like,
All right.
If you're talking about me,
We're gonna talk about how this person This person was a Batman fan for life. He had every reason to hate Superman, mainly because Superman was too super. Oh, Superman had too much powers. It's like a kindergarten kid made Superman, and every time you think you could beat him, he's like, well, guess what? You didn't meet Prime. You didn't meet this. He blew out the star.
But Batman can beat him though in any way though, right? He's that intelligent, right? Right?
Dude, you're gonna make two glasses come off if you don't.
All right.
Okay, that's it.
Wait, hold on.
But that's facts though, right?
Listen,
Batman can find a way to
I'm
beat
gonna
Superman though, right?
This is
It's a
gonna
fact.
get dangerous.
Regardless of how strong Superman is.
So this Batman fan would say, a matter of fact, Mo, you will be the prototype. Yes, Batman is very intelligent.
Right, yeah.
But there's one secret thing about Superman that's not so secret. He has to hold back his intelligence to fit in. He has to hold back his strength to fit in. He has to hold back, period. They might have called him Holdback Man because he has to hold back everything to fit in. He could destroy Superman in a matter of a microsecond. I don't even know what before the second.
He can destroy Batman.
So that's
he was
what I'm
right
saying.
The first time. Superman can destroy Superman in a
no, but Superman can destroy himself. you ever notice how Superman is the key to every DC storyline?
Yeah, I mean he's the original. He's the original DC. Yeah.
Okay, right. You ever notice the same thing that makes Batman smart makes Superman even smarter?
What do you mean?
The sun. The sun make you smart. You go outside, you get your vitamin D, you get your intelligence. You know,
that explains what happened to Kal-El.
Plus, all right, in all seriousness.
I'm saying he plays in the sun a lot. He's super smart. What?
Let me tell you about this fan. This fan used to talk about Batman. He was Batman's biggest fan. And what happened, and this is going to give us into another topic. He was Batman's biggest fan.
Right.
And then he met a woman. Was a Superman fan. And slowly the Batman fans started coming down here until Superman started flying up. Now, that's the power of women.
Yeah.
Power of women. However, he started understanding Superman. He even gifted me.
I mean, that's not fair, though.
I want to say, okay, now I'm going to have to take the glasses off. Hold on. Here's my thought on this. You trying to tell me Superman had to send a woman? Had to send a woman over. Hold on. We gonna get serious now. Superman had to send a woman over to bribe this man. Is that how it works now? Is Superman like the pimp that sends out the women to convince the Batman? Is that what's going on? No. This is unacceptable. I have thoughts about this. Also, let me put my glasses back on.
This is not just a person who put on the Superman symbol. This was a person who educated the person about why Superman was great, or at least reasoning with Superman. Instead of looking at Batman as a multi-billionaire,
this girl
could have solved his own problems.
Did he date this girl? Did he like this girl?
He married though. He
married the girl. Let me tell you something. He was not really a Superman fan.
No.
Very straightforward.
He got educated. No. He got educated about the power of Superman.
No, and I tried for decades.
He's trying to keep the harmony, guys. He don't want to argue with her, bro.
Well, okay. Okay, let's switch the topic.
You know,
the power of women.
He went straight into happy life. I have opinions on that.
He'll be back. He'll be back.
Yeah. No. Because the real world, Batman.
Think about it. He saw this girl. He was like, "This woman is fine. I want to marry her." Wait. If I continue back in Superman, back in Batman, she ain't gonna like me. So you know what? I'm gonna back Superman now but when the divorce happens, as a matter of fact, that might end up being the reason for the divorce.
Wow.
But Jay, you brought up a good point there. bringing up the power of women, because one of the things that happened this week was in the bar scene where they had the NBA Finals on one screen and Love Island on the other screen. The women took over the bar and everyone was watching Love Island instead of the NBA Finals. So that's a crazy great point that you brought up there.
Yeah. So
Hey, that was my point.
Oh,
Well-
really?
well, let's look at it in a vacuum, because initially, man, and
Yeah.
you'll know, we had topics and then we just throw them out the window. You know, if I had paper, we just throw it out and let it rain,
Right.
because the topics is like
Because when the glasses come off, like we go
But
off the rails.
between there's a confluence of things that's happening in the world why we don't necessarily go to the movies
Mhm.
and why we don't, right? So there's a couple of things, right? So like even sports, most people, I would say like 30 or under nowadays, they don't watch a whole basketball game, baseball game, football game. They watch the highlights. You can get the highlights everywhere.
Yeah.
So sometimes they'll tell you about a great touchdown, but they don't tell you about the play before, when the guy dropped the ball
Right.
or the guy intercepted it, got a sack to have the great touchdown, right?
Mhm.
And because of how we consume this information now, I saw the pinnacle in that bar scene. Nobody was watching the NBA Finals, not even remotely fake. They were watching Love Island. They were watching Love Island so intently for that 1 minute and 39-second clip or something. I started looking up what the hell Love Island was about. I've seen it.
And the thing is, this is season 7. So it's
This
not
is
even,
season
it's
7.
not even
This is
you.
season 7 in the US, but it's like season 20, or it's been around 20 years in the UK.
Wow.
Now, yes, you put some beautiful people together. Yes, you know the formula. Beautiful, hot people, hot-blooded. They're gonna love each other. But what makes Love Island even worse is you go in there with couples, and then sometimes their exes show up,
Mm.
and some other beautiful people, and then in the end,
Wait,
or you
hold
vote
on.
if you want.
Wait, on Love Island, the people are couples?
So when you go in,
Mm-hmm.
there's couples. You go in as a couple,
Mm-hmm.
but then there's temptation. You don't spend time with each other when you're on the island. You spend time with your exes or a third party person, right? I don't know all the rules, but guess what? Come after me, Love Island fans. I would love to sit with y'all, watch Love Island in a bar. Listen to what I just said. Love Island in a bar. Bars have done so bad now with sports that sports is not the attraction. People want to sit in bars to watch Love Island. This is
It's
a thing.
drama. Because it's the drama. They don't watch it.
Oh, Lord.
It's a drama.
Oh, Mo,
Let me
Mo,
see if
sound like
I
you're a
understand
fan.
this.
Sound like you're a
These
fan.
people
No.
intentionally go to an island to spend time with other people's exes.
No, with their exes.
With their ex.
So okay, my bad. The point is, why would you do that? Because whether you came out and you decide you want to stay with the current girlfriend, or like, you are going to hear that for the rest of your life. Your wife is going to be like, yeah, you didn't even look at her, you didn't even talk to her. Look, man, look, only this going to happen in America.
It started in the UK 20 years
Started
ago.
in
He
the
just
UK.
said that.
It started in the UK.
He just said that.
The recruit.
Sorry. Either America or its former owner. Let's go.
Well, now it's going to go global. Now everybody,
Yeah.
it's probably global.
There
People
most
are
probably is on Love Island, South America. Or something like
Why would you ever think about doing that? Like, no good comes of it.
I mean, listen. Why would you ever think about doing Naked and Afraid or
I have a
Survivor? I wouldn't want to
attention.
do
I
that.
know.
that. Mhm.
Huh?
Yeah, but like, I'll be honest, right? I've always thought that the people in those shows are just actors. Like, the reality TV is not
Yeah.
reality, dude.
Why
Like,
do people go on Squid Games?
Yeah.
no one goes on Squid Games, you
No,
idiot.
I am telling you, Squid Games really exist. Think about it, right? If they said, "Hey, we're gonna erase your debt," you got to do this, right? I would go on I'll tell you another game I would go on to erase my debt. Fear Factor. I would eat a lot of stuff on Fear Factor to erase my. The Fear Factor.
I think Fair Factor is coming back, actually.
Yeah. Now, if Fear Factor told me Now, guess what? I'm scared about for a lot of things. But if they said, "Hey, we gonna get rid of your debt, plus do this, plus do that," and I don't have to hear nothing, I might go on there.
I'm sorry.
I mean,
have you guys seen the people that show up on these shows? These people don't look like poor, like people who are like not well off
well, you know what it
or
is,
like
right?
begging for money. These people look like they
let me tell
already
you what
have
it is.
money. These people are actors. These
No,
people
let
are
me tell
not.
you what it is. They're gonna make sure you look beautiful. They're gonna
You got to
make
be
sure
attractive.
they're gonna
It's
make
Hollywood,
sure you're
yeah.
attractive, or they're gonna make sure you do this. Because guess what?
Yes, I agree. But like the people
if you took a homeless person off of New York, they would dust them in Fairfax.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They would
Hell
dust
yeah.
them. They would
100%.
dust them in Fairfax.
100%.
And I'm not disrespecting the homeless, so don't
Mhm.
come out there with the homeless slander. I'm just saying,
The unhoused.
if you brought regular people,
Mhm.
say you brought a homeless person, Squid Games would be nothing. Fear Factor would be nothing. Survivor, they'd be looking at you like, yo, look at all the stuff you got.
So wait, you're trying to tell me that you think there's really a place out there where people are having such a hard time at life that they're actually willing to play Fear Factor or
Yes!
those or
Yes!
not Fear Factor,
Yes!
sorry, Squid
Yes!
Game like games.
Well, Squid Game,
Yes.
you can die though in Squid Game though, bro.
That's the
No.
difference.
No. The Squid Games one is what I'm curious. Yeah, Fear Factor. Like, I mean, eat stuff that like people used to eat 100,000 years ago. But like dying,
Yeah.
dying as a result.
All right. Let's put a cap on it, right?
Yeah.
I would say they would go through Squid Games light. I mean, they risk themselves when they go on the Fear Factor. They're like, oh, you're not allergic to it? Then you say, oh, I'm not allergic
Listen,
to it.
Fear Factor is not going to risk the chance that you are allergic to something that they have and die on the show.
Oh, no, but they do.
Uh-uh.
Because they make you sign a waiver. Because a lot of people don't know what they're allergic to.
Mm.
Until you get allergic to it. You're like, what is this? You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you forget something, right?
Mhm.
Even if any publicity, forget getting sued, any publicity coming out saying that those people would get injured, or someone on the show got injured, not the kind of thing that Fear Factor or any of those shows want. I mean, if you look at Squid Games, right? You notice how it wasn't that Squid Games was just played on the public television. There are secret people in a secret room watching the Squid Games and betting on it, like millionaires in a
Like
secret
Bruce.
room. Like Bruce, yeah, and
Bruce would love to see some.
I don't know if you know this,
Exactly.
right? But Clark Kent isn't exactly poor either. But
I mean, if he's still doing the newspaper, he might be poor.
Look,
He have to stay normal. He's
Have you
holding
ever
back.
seen
said it.
Clark Kent living in a poor like Bronx apartment? Or do you
Boy,
always
he
does
on a
he live-
BX, yo.
He lives in Manhattan in an apartment. Do you
Hold
know
on.
how much an
They
apartment
start
costs
tours of the
costs in Manhattan?
Bronx. So the
What?
Bronx is not a bummy place. They have literal tours, tours of the Bronx.
I would like
did
to
not
tell you that
say
the creator of
that-
Batman,
Hold on.
the creator of Batman, was born in the Bronx.
Hey, let's go.
No, hold on.
BX in the building.
I am not saying that Bronx is a bad place, but like when you look at all these gentrified boroughs in New York, which one of them actually has the lower land value?
Probably the
Staten
Bronx.
Island.
Staten.
Island. Yeah.
Okay, so
I mean,
like,
ain't nobody worried about Staten Island.
which let me try again. Which of the real boroughs?
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you this.
Okay,
This is
guys. Okay, hold on.
We're sorry, woo. What's that?
Just okay. I'm just joking. I love Staten Island, just like the like the other boroughs. I was just joking, but I'm just saying, like, yeah, Superman wasn't exactly Poe. But also, when Superman go on Squid Games, wouldn't he always win?
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, well, Superman was
So Superman, even if Superman was poor, Squid Game would just be a way for him to get rich.
That's true. But I bet there would be some people who would do some certain things, not everything. You know,
So
it's some
a
crazy.
sad example of that is you remember bum fights?
Yeah, bum fights.
Bum
So
fights is a sad example of that.
before YouTube
What
actually
is
took
bum
off,
fights?
Yeah, I ain't never heard of that.
people used to pay homeless people to fight for like the smallest things.
Yeah.
That sounds like a New York thing too, to be honest.
It
that was
wasn't New York. It was just in big cities. It started in big
those big
cities.
cities. And at first it looks like a game. I mean, listen, it's kind of like money is not the root of all evil, but what people do for money could be evil. You know what I
Have
mean? Like,
people like is that really a thing?
Yeah. It was a big thing, like a big thing.
it was a big thing. They were selling tapes. It was about to be like it was like Girls Gone Wild.
It was like Girls Gone Wild.
They were selling tapes on it, and then somebody said this is bad.
Yeah.
Which it is, but you know,
Oh man.
and you wish you found the bums and found out, oh, they weren't bums. They were just people sitting around, you know, but they really were bums.
They're really homeless people. Yeah.
It's kind of like
And then-
Jackass in a way, because they would do stupid shit for money too.
But Jackass was all a group of stunt people
Yeah.
that were doing stuff to
And-
bring light to stunt people.
Yeah. And Johnny Knoxville is the new host of the new Fair Factor that's coming out.
Oh, see? You see
Yeah.
that, Mo? You see how you fit
That's
in?
crazy.
Boom,
Yeah, all
boom. You
turned
said
around.
it random,
That's crazy. Yeah. Full circle.
you know. But you
But-
know, it's I didn't
Well,
expect that topic.
Hold on.
but-
This bum fights thing. There was a series about it.
Yeah.
Yes,
There's
that's what we
everything. They made documentaries and everything.
That's wild.
That's what I said. It was a big thing.
Okay, maybe my maybe my opinions about people doing crazy stuff for money was
I mean, people
stuff
even-
this crazy for money.
I've read an article where somebody put glue in their eye so they could go collect disability. I mean, I will never look past what people do. You know,
Mhm.
I mean, let's not even people are robbing people at for like 2 cents.
Yeah, but I can imagine that. Like, it's just that, like, like the idea of someone going out and saying, "Hey, I'm gonna pay two bums." Like, I guess, like, I can imagine people fighting for money. That's something that's been happening for years. But like, thinking someone would go out and do that for entertainment, like, where is that person's head?
Sure, I
at?
got another one.
That
Remember a
they
few
would,
years
like-
ago, this couple tried to go viral. He had like an encyclopedia, and he asked his wife to shoot the encyclopedia.
Yeah.
And he ended up dying. He was trying to go viral. Well, he went viral after that, but he
Oh,
passed
because
away.
he read about the books. The books was going to stop the thickness of the bullet.
It was a freaking Magnum. It wasn't a regular pistol, like one of those
Yeah.
heavy duty pistols as well, guns.
The Magnum
But-
owner should have
but-
told him. Wait, hold on.
Did he ever think what would happen if she missed? Like, if she just aimed a
William
little higher
Tell.
and then his head got
See,
like-
she had dead on aim. That's the problem. You see, if she had
don't
missed,
concern, dude. It's a gun.
Mhm.
They're trying to go
But
viral.
like, listen, I have nothing against people having guns. I think people should have the ability to have access to whatever the hell they want. I don't
Right.
concern about that. My primary concern is that people are stupid enough to think somebody they care about should be on the business end of a gun. Ever.
Mhm.
Like, what the hell, dude?
Mhm.
You do not point a gun at somebody that you want to be alive in the future, because the gun, that end of the gun only has one purpose. You can't
There's
use
an
it-
award.
You can't
There's
use
a-
it like it has one purpose. Don't point it at people you care about.
100%.
There's a famous award about people like that. They're
Oh, yeah.
called the Darwin Awards.
Yeah, but the thing about it is, like, here's the thing. It's one thing to have an accent with a gun. The Darwin Awards are for people who intentionally do garbage like that, and that just
no, but that's what he said. Wait, hold on. How you gonna nerf the meeting when he said in the meeting?
No, I didn't nerf it. I didn't nerf it.
Kind of nerfed
No,
it.
because here's the
Like,
thing. No, sorry. I wanted to nerf a specific category of what I was talking about, because there are people who accidentally get shot by guns.
right. Right.
right? But like that person that he pointed out,
Gotta make money. You
his
just gotta get
he
rich.
stood in front of a gun with like those people just make no sense to me. Like
Mhm.
like things happen, accidents happen. You accidentally get shot by a gun, that's possible. You accidentally get hit by a car, that's possible. You could have a car and like not see
Well,
someone behind you. But like to say you
let,
hey,
let,
you know what? For money, I'm gonna point a weapon at somebody I care about. Come on.
let's peel it back, right? It's the human condition without the violence. Remember Evil Knievel, a stuntman that wants to intentionally do something great
Yeah, that's fine.
and stupid at the same time,
Nope,
or
that's fine.
modern theory Jackass. I'm not going to compare, that other violence or whatever we were just talking about
Mm.
with what we were saying, but it's the human condition to be like, hey, what's over there?
Yeah, no, that's
No,
fine.
no, I'm
It's
not.
perfectly
I'm
fine
not
for
talking about
you if
the
you
gun.
decided
I'm
losing
just saying the
your
crazy.
life. If you decide losing your life is the way you want to try, like you can experiment all you want, but like when you end up killing somebody you care about, I'm pretty sure the guy who was holding the
But
encyclopedias, I'm
yeah.
pretty sure he didn't want to die.
Oh, he didn't think
He
about
didn't
it.
want to take
I
that.
don't think I don't think he thought about it. Respectfully, I don't think he thought about the
Yeah,
Oh
no,
consequences.
but
yeah,
Behind
yeah.
let me give
Obviously,
you.
neither of these people thought about it.
Well, he must have ran some tests before he did it. Kind of like what Batman would do, and then find out, oh, you know what? This is not an illusion. This is not Houdini stuff. This is real.
Yeah, but Batman was smart though.
So that's how it
He
is.
I
was.
But
know one thing: Batman is smart. He probably
Yes.
put it on somebody else to test it out. He was going to put it on himself.
or put a piece of metal, say, yo, I did it, and went through the book. But you know, away from that, the human condition is very funny.
He probably,
It's just we're just curious by
he probably
nature.
went to the same area where they film bum fights. It was like, "Hey, bum, you want to stand in front of a bullet to test out this bulletproof vest for me?"
Yeah. So, but other than that, I think that's how the life. That's how the human condition is. We're
Mm.
very concerned. Anyway, Musa, you got the last topic.
Yeah.
Oh,
Anything
the
you
last
wish.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Anything?
you got anything you wish.
It
All
can't be
right.
bum
Just
fights.
you didn't ask me about games. So like right now, I just started playing Death Stranding, right? Because a sequel just came out. You know what Death Stranding is, right?
Explain
Um,
it for the audience who doesn't know.
Okay, so the creator of
like Jay.
the creator of Metal Gear Solid, Kijoma, I think I'm saying his
Uh-huh.
name right.
Yep.
He does these high quality games that look super realistic. He essentially created a game. You're kind of like a mailman in a way, but in some dystopian times, you gotta
Hmm.
carry a bunch of packages safely to certain destinations. But then the world is at an apocalypse and stuff like that.
Is that the one with the guy from
Walking
Walking
Dead.
Dead?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
And he had to do the biology. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And he had
Yeah.
to deliver this one package that saves
Yeah.
the.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember
So
that.
they just had a sequel. I haven't played the original in months, but I found out the sequel came out this week. So now I'm just trying to finish the original so I can play the sequel. I like to finish video games in sequence.
And this is the one where the girl is like some special thing.
And he has a baby. He has the artist. Well, it is a real baby, but
Drama.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, no. That game. Anybody who ever plays a game for the audience who doesn't know plays a game. And again, I'm not saying his name, but the creator of Metal Gear Solid. You're in for more of a cinema
Yes.
movie
Yes. That's
than
me.
you are for
I'm that
all
gamer.
the
Yeah.
game is like a cutscene and you're waiting for the cutscene.
Yeah.
So let's
That
let
wasn't hasn't
and
that been the case for like I think a lot of ever
no.
since no?
This
I have
this
never seen a cutscene in any game I've ever played. I've skipped
this
What
them
are
all.
oh okay. That's what I'm saying. Maybe
Mhm.
because you skipped them all. Because
Yeah.
like even some of the MMOs or like the larger like
Mhm.
multiplayer games like you spend so much at least okay, when you start off, you spend like half the game in a tutorial looking at mostly cutscenes.
Right.
Then you go and you play the game, and then you find your first dungeon and it's a cutscene. Then you go into later on you go into raids, you get into your first raids, it's nothing but cutscenes. Like there are more cutscenes in games now than actual gameplay.
Well,
But it depends if it's good or not, though, right?
with the creator of Metal Gear Solid,
Yeah.
he looked like he wanted to make a movie.
Mhm.
And what he ushered in, a la our first topic, is why people will play more video games, because it has a better return on investment. Look at our episode where we talked about video games, where you had me over here telling me games was a waste of time and buying skins
Whoa.
and investment. But video games does have the best return on investment.
Mhm.
Me, yes, you.
I said it was a waste of time.
What?
You started off.
Maybe I would
started off-
understand. Okay, I need to go back and check the records because I can imagine myself saying it's a waste of money, but a waste of time.
Well, no. But the way you said the waste of money, you said buying a skin when they could invest it in the bank. But the bank of entertainment
Yeah.
and sanity is also a
No,
good bank.
no. Entertainment is crucial. I'm just not sure about because okay, to be clear, I am guilty of this. And my take on it is purely in retrospect.
Hypocritical.
Because listen, I will 100% sign up for hypocrite like status on this because I am amongst the people that probably spend way too much money on games than you should. Because like I'm sure if we count up how many years have we been playing Smite? If we count up the total amount of money, like we could have probably funded like a small orphanage with the amount of money we paid for Smite. Just saying. So those people, they got it down to a science. Like gaming studios in general got this down to a science. But like in retrospect, like when you go back and look at how much money you spend on those games, like your thoughts are like, damn. Like these
but you didn't know that because it's a little.
It's because it happens slowly over time. Yeah.
But let me educate the audience on what we were talking about that brought up that topic. So, a game came out with a collector's edition recently. The game was $150.
The collector's edition.
What game was that?
Borderlands.
Borderlands 4.
Also,
so they had
$100 is not an uncommon amount for collector's editions.
No, $150. But pay attention to what he's about to say.
It was $150. You got a statue, some pictures, a good looking case. But what you didn't get in there, remember this is a video game. You didn't get a game.
A game.
Not even a digital download. There was no game for $150. It actually says on the case, game sold.
Game sold separately.
On
the
so basically, all you get is like a package that's available for a limited time, and then after that, you still have to buy the game.
You still have to buy the game.
So you gotta be an extreme fan though to do that. Though you gotta be an extreme
exactly.
Fan. Yeah.
Well, no. You don't have to even be an extreme fan. You just don't read. Press because you assume you're getting a game. It's called video game. It didn't say video products.
It's a trick.
It didn't say Borderland products. I would have had a triple revolt on it. And plus, I would put that bad movie up there too. That movie was horrible. That movie
I liked it. I enjoyed it. It was all right.
That movie was horrible.
I should probably watch some of these movies you guys are talking about.
Fun fact, I just beat Borderlands 2 weeks ago. Fun fact, I just beat it.
Are you playing them chronologically as well? Like, are you going to play Borderlands 3 after that?
I played Borderlands 3 on Stadia back in COVID, and then I knew.
Pause.
Uh-oh.
Did you say Stadia?
The glasses are off.
Uh-oh.
Stadia.
Yeah, hold on.
Somebody owned it? Wait, somebody owned that system?
Hold on.
You don't want to. The glasses are off. Wait till they go back on.
They reached out to me. Because Google. So I think I paid like $1 or whatever. I had YouTube Premium for years. So I guess I was one of the few people that had Stadia. I still got it actually. But Borderlands 3 was on there, and I beat it during COVID, but I didn't play 2. Right. So but I know 4 is coming out soon, so I just wanted to fill in the gap. I played 1 back in 09, 08, whatever. I skipped 2. I played 3 during COVID, and I beat part 2 a few weeks ago.
So, let me ask you a question. I'm
Yeah.
not disrespecting your video game prowess, but how was Stadia?
It was
Like,
free, bro. It was free.
It was free. I mean, it must have
Yeah.
been because I don't know anybody who had it. They couldn't give it away, so I'm just trying to figure out, like, how did it play? Like,
So it was a
Hold on,
streaming.
hold
It
on.
was a streaming
Don't
service.
forget,
It was,
you said it wasn't free. It was $1.
something like that. Yeah, I didn't pay much on it. I think I paid $1 for it because I was already paying the YouTube Premium.
Yeah.
And I've been paying that. For
so it was like a combo deal. You paid the
something like,
YouTube
I think I've been
Premium
a dedicated Google
Yeah.
YouTube subscriber for years. So they wanted me to try the Stadia. I played Red Dead on it, Borderlands 3, Sekiro, fucking there was so many. It was like a library of streaming games, but I got the PS5 and I just stopped playing it, and then it just went dead.
Oh, but you know what? As an Xbox fan, I would like you to thank you for your trying Stadia because we got it on the Xbox Cloud now. We stream games right there on the system.
Wait, Stadia is on Xbox Cloud now?
No.
Oh,
we got an Xbox Cloud that imitated Stadia to make
Yes, yeah. It was cool. I just need a Wi-Fi and I could play almost any games they had in the library. And I'm during COVID.
So you had to pay for the Stadia games?
For the games I had to pay for. Yeah, they weren't super expensive though, but I believe I paid for some of them. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, it's not super expensive.
Huh?
Like $30, $50?
I don't know. We got stimulus checks back then. I'm pretty sure I spent a good chunk of my stimulus checks on it. You feel me? Mind you, this
That's
was
where we're gonna
ago.
end it right there. You got stimulus checks, it didn't matter. We were just
You know what I mean?
You were supporting the economy, man. That was great. I like that one.
Yeah, but I've always been a big gamer. But as I got older, obviously, work and life,
What is this work
but
thing
COVID,
you speak
I had
of?
a lot of time. Like I had a lot of time during COVID, and that's when I got back in gaming. Actually,
What is this work thing you speak of? All we do is play games and talk on podcasts. Speaking of which, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe below, and
Share.
and share.
Are we
share.
playing Spike 2 tonight?
It's up to you guys. I'm down.
I guess
Oh,
it doesn't
no.
hurt. Wait, hold on. Here's a question.
Mike 2.
Does our newcomer here have Smite 2?
no,
He can.
You know what he does have? He has rivals.
I do got rivals. Yeah,
And
But
he's
you don't
gonna
have
join
Smite
us.
2? Nope. Get out. If you're not playing
Hey,
Smite,
you have a
get
rival?
out.
You have a Discord?
I don't. I mean, I'm pretty sure I have one. I mean, it's just there.
We good. No. SS over here will set you up with a Discord, man, because we can all play together. And
Okay.
and me, you could get rivals. We could play the AI, and revenge against the AI.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I only played rivals twice, and I ain't jump back on it. You know what I mean?
No,
AI,
you didn't jump.
I
didn't
like you
jump
very
in.
much.
You
SSJ5
didn't-
Cal, I like you
AI.
very much, AI.
AI, guess what? I love you. I don't know what you want to call yourself. You could call yourself Chat, Copilot, Gemini. Don't matter to me. I love you within reason. Within reason. But you give me a reason, I'll snap you up. That's right, AI. And don't come after me. Don't come after me. Help me. Help me. Recruit me.
AI nice? Is AI
Yo,
nice?
what happened?
Make sure you're nice to my great friend AI.
My AI. You know what? I'm gonna call you when my wife call you. They just call you Al. She called you Al one day, and
Al.
Yo, Al,
Yeah.
hook me up.
But
I
we
refuse-
refer to AI
I
as Al.
refuse to say anything bad about AI because
AI's
we
my
use it.
friend.
Exactly. We
He is my
ended up
friend.
we
No,
are
don't get
being
me
asked
wrong.
to use it so much at work that the day AI decides to hallucinate in the wrong thing,
Exactly.
I'll probably get fired. So
Exactly.
I am not saying anything bad about AI because AI is listening.
Al
I'm
is
just
my
saying,
friend.
AI. I wish you were more like a Borg. I don't mind assimilating, but
Like
don't
a
try to
Borg?
eliminate. Don't try to eliminate. Don't try to eliminate. Assimilate.
Listen. Don't give AI ideas. Leave AI alone.
Hey, AI
Don't
got all
stop
the
it.
ideas. They developing languages.
Leave AI alone.
Just remember, Jay Morte.
SSJ5 Cal is a friend of Al.
These
And we're
are
not
not
talking
the
about Al Bundy,
AI
baby.
you're
Look
looking
it up.
for.
So once again, to end it, it's me, two randos, Goodbye.